All right, I'm going to show you how to do an ankle forward lean, which is a great mobility stretch. All right, so you're going to start with any ankle in front of you here. You're going to make sure that your foot stays flat on the ground, and you're going to bring your ankle into a stretch here while making sure that the foot stays flat on the ground here. You're going to make sure that your knee is directly in line over your toes so that it's not tracking to one side or the other. And you're going to hold for a few seconds and then release. And then you can repeat again, making sure to keep that foot flat on the ground as you lean forward, getting a nice stretch in your calf and ankle. And then you can repeat that a few more times and then switch sides. Now I'm going to show you how to do the 90-90 stretch. And this is one that is exactly what it sounds like. So you're going to make sure that your feet are at a 90-degree angle. So your shin is going to be at 90 degrees with your thigh, which is then going to be at 90 degrees to your back thigh, which is also going to be at a 90 degree angle to your other side calf. So you're essentially at all 90-degree angles. You can also keep your feet approximately 90 degrees so that they're protecting your knee joint. And this position alone may be enough of a stretch for you, but if not, then go ahead and make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. Keep balance, so you don't want to be leaning out of it. You want to make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. If you need to, you can use this hand to assist, and then you're going to slightly lean forward, so you'll feel a nice stretch in that forward hip, and you're going to drive your knee downwards into the floor while you're doing that. Hold for a few seconds, and then you can relax. Then go back in, make sure you're square, drive your knee into the floor, hold for a few seconds, and then release. You can repeat that a few more times and then switch sides. You're going to notice that one side is going to feel much easier than the others, so don't worry if that happens. It just means you need to work on your mobility a little bit more in that hip joint. So again, you're going to line up 90-degree angles here, 90 degrees here, and then 90 degrees with the back leg as well. Square your torso up to the front leg and then lean over and drive this knee into the ground below you. Hold and then repeat. This is a great one to do before you do any lifting, especially if you are planning on doing squats or leg exercises. Now I'm going to show you one of my favorite thoracic mobility exercises. If you have a foam roller, you can use that. If not, you can just use a firm pillow. You're going to lay on your side, and you're going to put the top knee on top of the pillow or foam roller, and then you're going to lay down and keep your arms straight out in front of you like this. And then you are going to slowly open up with this arm, the top arm, and follow it with your eyes. And twist all the way over as far as you can while maintaining your bottom arm flat to the floor and keeping your shoulder on the floor so that you're getting a nice stretch across the upper chest and upper back. Make sure to keep your hips stacked so that you're not rolling your hips, but that the hips are directly in line so that all of the stretch is coming through your upper back rather than using your hips to assist. And then you're going to come back to the starting position and open up again. Come back to the start and open up again. And then you can switch sides. You can start in tabletop position. You can keep your hips and your shoulders stacked, and you're going to just lift up one arm. Follow it with your eyes and reach towards the ceiling, and then return to the start. You can repeat that a few more times, and then you can switch arms. Really think about trying to twist your spine as much as you can to get a little bit of additional mobility. And that will start to get more movement in your mid-spine, which is going to be so important for many strength training moves and also just for function in your daily life.